Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 573 live. Welcome into the followed edition of Twitch All-Star Wrestling. And it is an absolute action-packed event card. It is 9 matches of absolutely pure fire. Right from tone setter to the main event, championship matches all night long. We got some junior titles on the line, world titles on the line. It is going to be an absolute thrill ride, so you don't want to miss a single solitary second of the action. So grab yourself a Coke and a smile and sit down, relax, kick your feet up, and be prepared for a spectacle, because that is exactly what today's show is going to be. Starting things off with the return of a superstar that's been around since the Archverse 1.0, very first season. And, of course, management team, the Turret Man. And that superstar is the Terror, John Braddock. And, of course, we saw his debut in a house show. Tonight, he is going to be setting the tone for the afternoon in a matchup against the Phenom Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Link for the Legends Championship. It is going to be an absolute barn brawler. So it is, again, action-packed from tone setter to main event. It is going to be a thrill ride of an afternoon. But that said, what do we want to talk about today? Because, I mean, there's some stuff circulating in the dirt sheets we can have a look at. You know, there's news about Nick Khan. There's plans for the King and Queen of the Ring matches. Apparently, they're going to be moved to the live events. There's 3 big matches being announced for AEW Collision for Saturday night. And, of course, there's apparently a long-term strategy with Solo Sikoa ahead of Jacob Fatu's WWE debut, so that should be interesting. And there's a few other things. I guess there's reasons for, I think we already covered it, but maybe there's new information. Reasons for Gable Stevenson's WWE release. And there's some other stuff we can have a look at. I don't know how much interest it's going to be, but there are some other articles we can have a look at. And then, of course, we still have that article we still haven't touched in the last couple shows about the history of the WWE Winged Title Championship. So we're going to hopefully get to that as well. But in any case, welcome in. Appreciate everybody for stopping in. I'm actually just opening my dashboard right now. I have no idea what's going on. Alright, there we go. Dashboard is open and ready to roll, and we'll get the dirt sheets cooking here in just a few moments. Let's see here what's going on. So we'll have a look at some of the top stories first, and this first story is WrestleZone.com, and it was published by Colin Tessier, and it says, and this is Mark Shapiro, WWE's Nick Khan has cultivated very strong relationship with Saudi Arabia. And, of course, as far as business goes, concerning the WWE, and even TKO for that matter, that's probably a very good thing, but let's see what's going on there. So Mark Shapiro highlights Nick Khan's work in developing a strong relationship with Saudi Arabia. In 2018, WWE had signed a 10-year contract with Saudi Arabia that would require the company to hold at least 1 premium live event in Saudi Arabia. The number has since expanded to 2 shows per year, and this initiative has continued under WWE President Nick Khan since Vince McMahon has left the company. During TKO's first quarter earnings call on May 8th, Endeavor President Mark Shapiro dismissed the notion that McMahon's departure would impact WWE's relationship with Saudi Arabia. He spoke of the work that Nick Khan has done to nurture that bond. And here's a quote. It says, "Let's remember we have a strong and healthy relationship with the kingdom through WWE and doing 2 annual events a year. I'll remind folks that those deals were primarily high-tied to Vince McMahon. That there was a lot of speculation with Vince being gone. Would that impact the relationship in a negative way? Would they be looking to get out of it? And I would say that Nick Khan in particular has developed, sustained, cultivated, and nurtured a very strong relationship in a handoff from Vince. They have a lot of trust and faith in each other. We've been delivering on those events. Potentially we could look at doing more events, but nothing is planned beyond those 2 events at this time. We'll continue to have a look at festivalizing those WWE events more than we already do. And we will hold King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia on May 25th. So, I mean, it sounds like not only does Nick Khan, continue. Yo, Luke the Gooner, what's going on, my friend? Welcome in. Broadcast, holy, let's try that again. Broadcast booth is open, obviously, if you want to jump in. So not only has Nick Khan continued to nurture a strong relationship with Saudi Arabia. They're looking at potentially, and probably by the sounds of things, it's more likely than potentially though, having more than 2 live events per year at some point in Saudi Arabia. Which again, from a business standpoint, I would be willing to bet they make a lot of money going over to Saudi Arabia, in addition to what they already got, you know, because they have a deal with Saudi Arabia, right? So that deal in itself, and then plus everything else they make, merchandising, advertising, etc., right? So I mean, I would be willing to bet that they're making a killing going over to Saudi Arabia. So how am I doing? I'm doing excellent. Is Gunnar on the match card? Gunnar is not on the match card. Early time, love it. Yes, it is an early time. It is an early time. No, I don't think Gunnar's on tonight. No, he's not. Gunnar was on the last show. I think almost your entire faction was on the last show, except for Osprey and Omega, right? Was it because I think AJ was even on the last card, or was it the card before that? I forget. But anyways, what's going on, Luke? What's new and exciting? Anything going on? How's your day going? Weather kind of turned from being really nice here to cloudy and gloomy, but it's overall still a good day. How dare you not book me? I mean, you'll probably be on Wrestle Wars Genesis, Luke. You can't be on every show, sir. Osprey Omega, not in there for a while. No, they haven't been. They haven't been around a whole lot since the beginning of Season 5. But I'm sure that'll change going forward. Should be on a stream preview card, though. Well, we don't have a stream preview for a little bit. What's going on, RJ? It's new and exciting. I see you in there. Yeah, our next SPV won't be for a few weeks. But I would imagine by then they'll be in the spotlight, so to speak. I mean, the Gunnar's been doing amazing. And they have had house show matches, right? So, you know, as a faction. So, I mean, it won't be too hard to get them moving forward. I have an echo. Yeah, that happens sometimes. That does happen sometimes. You might be hearing feedback from my... Here, I'll turn this down. But sometimes I do have an echo. It's very faint. It might have, you know, it might have been my phone, because I have my chat room up on my cell phone. So you might have been hearing the playback from that as well, causing an echo. But I turned it down. But anyway, what's everybody up to today? Anything new and interesting going on? You just got home from the gym. Nice. What did you work at the gym? Was it arm day, leg day, chest day? A little bit of everything. Cardio, calisthenics. What are you up to? What's going on there? What about you, Luke? What's going on today? Chest, shoulders, triceps. Nice. Nice. Now, how long did you go for? Were you there for, like, what do you usually do? About an hour? Half an hour? A lot of people tend to overdo it. And they wonder why they end up with injuries, but... 2 hours? Took your time with each chest, shoulders, and triceps, I assume. Lots of rest between... Yeah, that's a very good idea. Rest in between heavy lifts, hydrate, do some stretching, for sure. But anyways, yeah, what are you doing, Luke? You got anything going on today? Anybody let Buddy out of the yard today? Yo, Oni Shinobi, what's going on, my friend? Hope all is well in the archery. As always, there is lots of excitement on the brink here. Here at the office, about to open up for the day. Nice! What time is it where you are? You're just opening. You must be a couple hours behind me, maybe, perhaps. Unless you're just opening after lunch or something. I mean, it's 1 p.m. Eastern here. But I don't know what everybody's time zone is. I know some people's time zones, like Luke and people in the UK. You're at 10 a.m. there? So you're on like Pacific time or Western time, whatever you call it where you are. It's 3 hours behind. Mickey James is not on the card, no. And Alexis was on the last card. She won a title, remember? See, if you'd pay attention, you know these things. Then you wouldn't have to ask. Again, you can't be booked on every card. We have 3 shows for a reason, you know. But anyways, that wasn't my question, Luke. I did not say, hey, you should ask me about your team members being on tonight's card, or today's card, this afternoon's card. I guess it depends where you are. It's already like 6 o'clock for Luke. So I guess it's evening there. You saw my match on Discord. It was a gooder. Yeah, it was. That was a very good match. RJ, yeah, Western Canada. Right. Oh, that's right. You live in Western Canada. I forgot about that. A fellow Canuck. It's weird how we all got that name, Canuck. Not really sure how that happened, but anyway. A lot of back and... Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was a really good match, though. That was a really, really good match. But, yeah, I don't understand the Canuck thing. I don't. Never did. Or how they think we all talk like we're from Newfoundland. You know, or live in igloos. Some people think we live in igloos. I don't think anybody in the history of mankind has ever lived in an igloo. They were fishing huts, but anyway. Maybe, I guess, if they were a homeless Eskimo, perhaps, maybe. Luke says, make that stream preview money. We all live in igloos and hunt. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, that's the way of it. You know it. And, you know, in between hunts, we're sipping on maple syrup and eating Canadian bacon. A side of poutine. We got all kinds of shit going on. Year-round snow, yeah, absolutely. It's funny how little snow we get these days, even just since from when I was a kid. Our winters were way longer. They're very short now, and yet you'll still hear people say, oh, it's a long, cold winter. So what do you mean, long, cold winter? We didn't get any real snow till January, and it was gone by March. What are you talking about? Yeah, we've had almost none this year. No, I know, hardly any. Not that, I mean, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm not, when I was younger and I lived in the country, obviously we all loved snow. We wanted to go snowmobiling, get those ATVs out, tear the wheels off skateboards and drag each other behind. Unless we had GT snow racers, that was, you know, that was the way to go. It was easier. You know, at least you could steer from behind. You know, the skateboard thing was always, you know, that was, it was always a venture. Let's put it that way. They were not easy to control, but a hell of a lot of fun. And we would, like, put ski wax on the bottom of those suckers before we would drag each other behind them. Me too. I moved from Alberta to BC to get away from that white garbage. Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, the only place they really get snow where you are is in the mountains, is it not? I mean, I've been to BC, but I don't ever... Not at a time of year where there'd be snow, first and foremost. But, yeah, pretty much mountains. Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. No, sadly, I've lived in Ontario my whole life. It's, that's an adventure in itself, let me tell you. The single most expensive province in all of Canada. But it is where I'm rooted, unfortunately. It is. For now, anyways. Who knows? Maybe I'll retire to the East Coast. It's nice and cheap down there. At least for now, until everybody goes down there, because it is cheap, and then suddenly that's not going to be cheap anymore either. That's generally how that works. Vancouver's catching up? Yeah. Do you mean in expenses? Because, yeah, I heard they're getting pretty expensive for cost of living out there as well now. That's too bad because, you know, you guys did have a fairly decent cost of living rate out that way, which made it a lot easier for... And your dollar per hour wasn't terrible in comparison, obviously, as far as minimum wage went. But, I mean, they've inflated the shit out of the cost of everything, so... Yo, Jack, what's going on? DJ Snowbeast is in the house. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Followed edition of Twitch All-Star Wrestling. We plan to blow the water out of the followed edition of Mid-Card Mayhem, which we actually had, for anybody that missed it, we actually had a broadcast booth for Mid-Card Mayhem. And we don't normally, because that's our mid-card show. But, by the way, I'm rebranding Mid-Card Mayhem. Several reasons why I'm doing it. I'm not really going to get into that. But we are going to be rebranding from Mid-Card Mayhem to TWA's Action Zone Wrestling. It'll still be our mid-card show, but we are rebranding. I've already got construction on a new venue set to break ground. So lots going on. Championships will not change. I'll simply rebrand them from Mid-Card Mayhem to Action Zone Wrestling. So Joe Link is actively working on a new logo for us. And then I'll, of course, get that new logo put onto the new arena and onto the championships. And off we go with a rebranded it's like the third time now. YTD Academy, Mid-Card Mayhem, now it's going to be Action Zone Wrestling, but at least it'll be fun and interesting. Makes, puts more intrigue behind wanting to show up for Mid-Card Mayhem, because it's not going to be Mid-Card Mayhem, it's going to be Action Zone Wrestling. What does the arena look like? What's the stage look like? What's the ring look like? Changes are sometimes good. In pro wrestling, it's up in the air. It depends on what those changes are. In this case, it's mostly aesthetics. But anyways, Jack, what are you doing? What's going on? Jack says we are no longer the late night place to be. We are the anytime we fucking feel like place to be. That is correct. Correct. I don't think that makes a very good slogan though. So I probably won't utilize that one. Can't buy a house for under a couple million now. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's getting that way everywhere, sadly. Houses that a few years ago would have been worth maybe $250,000 are selling for close to $1 million. Houses that were $500,000 or $600,000 homes are over $1 million. It's nuts. You see advertisements for subdivisions that are being built with homes that are starting at $2 million. It's like, whoa. That's really attractive. Let's just put an ad on my TV for a home that's starting at $2 million. In today's Ontario. So who are they marketing towards? I don't know. Civil servants. Yeah, shacks that are falling over are... Yeah, I know, right? It's nuts. Jack says, D-Generation X. Question of the show, what is your favorite stable or faction of all time? And Sir Jack says, D-Generation X. That is a good one. I think my favorite... I think I'd have to agree, to be honest. I mean, my favorite tag team of all time is the Hart Foundation. But my favorite faction would have to be DX, I think. You know what I really liked, though? Was in TNA. When they had the main event Mafia. I thought they were doing a pretty good... Again, it was one of those things where in the beginning it was a lot of fun, it was cool, it was interesting, and then they just went overboard with it like they did with NWO and everything else. So, I mean, even DX had too many people at one point. Not to the extent that the NWO went. I mean, you had black and white, red and black. You had, I mean, basically the entire roster minus a handful of people. were part of the NWO. It was insanity. It just killed the whole thing. DJ says either NWO or the Ministry of... Ooh, the Ministry of Darkness. That's a good choice, too, yeah. Yeah, and of course, you got to throw the Wyatt family in there, right? There's so many great factions. Right back to the Four Horsemen, you know. So, I mean, there's always been a lot of really great factions. Tag teams and stables. Jack says, tag team is Brothers of Destruction. Hell yeah. Honestly, I think DX was almost, if not actually, just as important as Stone Cold, just in the tag team sector. Yeah, I totally agree. New Age Outlaws, of course, had the championships, 7 times? When they were part of D-Generation X. You know, before DX, though, and I have talked about this before, but before D-Generation X, I actually really liked the Smoking Guns. I thought that Billy and Bart were a good team together. They didn't get the proper push, and I would have really liked to have seen a heel version of the Smoking Guns. I really would have, but I thought it would have been they could have done a lot with the Smoking Guns, but they ended up disbanding that team. Obviously they had different direction and plans for Billy Gunn, etc. How are we not talking about Animal and Hawk? Yes, absolutely. The Road Warriors, Legion of Doom. Easily one of the most entertaining tag teams of all time, period. You know, LD had the best. Yeah, they did. It was so simple, but it suited them, and it was just really cool. It was really cool. All right, well, we're having some great conversations. You know what? You know what goes great with great conversation? A great fucking match. And we got a hell of a show. We got championship matches and junior championship matches from tone setter to main event. It is going to be a wicked afternoon. We're starting off with a Legends Championship matchup featuring the Phenom Joe Lincoln from Team Joe Lincoln. He is being challenged by the returning The Terror John Braddock from Team The Turret Man. And we're going to get to that right now. And we're going to get things turning and burning. Because, folks, it is showtime and go time. It is showtime and go time. And, folks, it is an ambulance match that we are kicking things off with for the Legends Championship. Again, it is John Braddock, The Terror, versus Joe Lincoln, the Phenom, the reigning, defending, undisputed Legends Champion. He's had that Legends Championship for quite a spell now. Johnny Braddock would love to come back and dethrone Joe Lincoln. These guys have a lot of history, not necessarily in a negative way, but they've both many times been involved with each other in the tag team division. John Braddock, his partner, of course, who's still on hiatus. We have no idea what his tag team partner is doing, but Demolition, the winningest tag team. Actually, I don't even know if we can still say that anymore. I would have to have a look at the stats. Easy enough to do. We can look on Discord. But they were, if not still are, the winningest tag team of all time. And they've held, at one time they did hold the most world championships. And I don't, again, I'd have to look and see if that is actually still a true statement or not. But a fantastic tag team. And, it's unfortunate that they had to go their separate ways, but Johnny Braddock still wanted to be part of pro wrestling. And, of course, his tag team partner, who we'll leave unnamed for now, is still seeking out future endeavors and on a hiatus. So we were unable to ink a contract with the partner in crime of John Braddock and one half of Demolition. But we will keep attempting to re-sign said individual. But anyways, here we go. First match of the afternoon. Again, Legends Championship. It is an ambulance match. The returning John Braddock versus the Phenom Joe Lincoln. Let's turn and burn. All right. That was an epic segue. Yeah, it was. Demolition's another team we haven't really been talking about. I really always liked Demolition. I really did. 0-4-8. Unlucky. I haven't played. I don't even know. Did I play the jackpot last show? I forget. I think I might have. I usually don't get a very good number anyways. 785 is unlucky. Yo, Honeybee is in the house. What's going on, Honeybee? We should get some shoutouts going on. Let's start with RJ. We need to get some shoutouts going on. Honeybee is here. DJ is here. Sir Jack is here. And there's other people here as well. Luke the Gooner is watching the show. Oni Shinobi. We've been busy talking, and we have not given anybody a single shoutout until now. You're welcome for the shoutout. Poker, that's a good idea. I never win at poker anyways, but...
Let's not forget the title is on the line here tonight.
Oh, that's not very nice, Jack. I'm offended. I am offended. Alright, so my cards are 29874. That is terrible. See what I mean? I never win at poker, ever. And I haven't won a jackpot in forever. Usually if I win poker, or I win the jackpot, I give it to somebody that was the next closest to my hand or numbers. But I just have had ghastly luck when it comes to that. So it is what it is. Tis what it is. I'll try one more time. See if I can at least get a better hand. Gotta beat 3 of a kind. And it's only ones. Oh shit, look at that. 3 aces. Fuck yeah. 3 of a kind aces, 10 high. Beat that, fuckers. Beat that. Aces, 10 high. DJ says, I think I've tied the house twice in poker and nailed the... Yeah, you did tie the house twice. That's right, too. RJ, you having a problem with the poker? That's kind of strange. You shouldn't be having any problems with poker. Pair of 6s and a 9. Yo, TJ Smith, what's going on, buddy? What's new and exciting, my friend? How was the rest of your show? Good to see you here. We don't usually run in the afternoons. Actually, we've kind of run early a lot lately. To be fair, if you look at my channel, all of my shows say that the event card is subject to work schedule change, because my work are a bunch of savages, and they're always changing my days off and my hours, and it's kind of crazy. We used to be the late night place to be. Now we're just, as Jack said, kind of the anytime place to be. When we have the time. We do usually try to give proper notice at least still, but we definitely don't stream when we are supposed to be streaming most of the time, or running shows. For those that aren't new, we don't usually say stream here. I keep getting poker blocked. Yeah, I don't know why. Nobody else seems to be having too many issues with it, just yourself, and I have no idea why. Did you get to play it all today? RJ, did you play it all? Or did it let you play? I know you've played. Did it let you play and actually work? I'd scroll back, but I'm lazy. Okay. It should still let you do it, though. I don't even have a cooldown on it. At all. Alright, gotta get some more shoutouts going on here. I guess we'll give Jack a shoutout. We don't want him to cry or send me more inappropriate emotes. So there we go, we got a shoutout for Sir Jack the Great. The chat has a cooldown on repeat messages, does it? That's interesting. I actually didn't know that. I'll have to check that setting. But that's definitely a possibility. I will have a look at that. But I mean, if you're not repeating though, you know what I mean? Like, if you're only playing it every once in a while, it should still let you play. Like, what happens if you try playing poker right now? Does it allow you to? Is anybody else having a problem playing poker?
After winning this title
940. Well, at least I got close to the number. Not close enough, but usually my numbers are absolutely terrible. There you go, RJ. Terrible hand, though. Ghastly, as a matter of fact. Sorry about that. At least you got to play, though. That's all that really matters, right? You got to play. Nothing good came of it. 529, unlucky. Numbers are 180 and 970. 180 for any channel redemption reward of your choosing. 970 for a championship matchup of your choosing. Actually, it's a world title match of your choosing. TAW or TWA. Doesn't matter. You have to come within 10 digits of the actual jackpot numbers, as you can see. Today I am Lita. Fuck yeah. I'm a legendary vixen in pro wrestling. Fantastic. 17938, unlucky. And so far the number to beat is 3 aces with a 10 high. Today DJ Snow Beast is Kenny Omega. I mean, you could definitely do worse than Kenny Omega. Today, Chronic Ghost is Otis. What's going on, Chronic? What's new and exciting, my friend? Welcome in. Luke the Gooner's hiding because Mickey James and the Gooner aren't booked today. So he doesn't feel that he should have to hang out with us and have conversations with us and watch a great show with the rest of us, community members, the rest of the Fam Jam. Because his superstar is not wrestling, and nobody from his team is booked on today's show. How rude. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Luke's lack of motivation to come and hang out with us and have a good time because, you know, the Gooner's not booked and Mickey James isn't booked? It is ghastly, that's what I'm saying, right? Wow, yeah, I know. You tell him, Jack. How dare you, Gooner? How dare... You know what it is? It's because he's British. It's because he's British. Luke, you fucking Brit, you. Call Luke a twat. Nice. I like that emote. Is that your own emote, DJ? Or is that from somebody else's channel? Just out of curiosity. Because I do like it. Especially when, you know, you attach it to Luke's name. I bet you he's sitting by the Mickey James shrine right now, apologizing for not being able to get her booked on today's Twitch All-Star Wrestling show. Begging for forgiveness, lighting extra incense and candles. Is now officially looking for a bra or sports bra on eBay to go with the Mickey James panties. I'm going to spend a little extra money on the Mickey James shrine. It's only should always emote. I did not even know that, but I do like that emote. It's a very cool emote. It's simple but cool and funny. Again, specifically when you attach it to Luke the Gooner's name. You know, if you were to put Luke the Gooner is a twat, might be funny, entertaining. Alright, so what else is going on in the dirt sheets here? What else is going on? So it looks like WWE has plans for King and Queen of the Ring matches being moved to live events. This is ringsidenews.com. It was published by Subhajit Mukherjee. So it says WWE is gearing up for the King and Queen of the Ring premium live event in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on May 25. Recently, matches that were scheduled for Monday Night Raw were unexpectedly removed from the broadcast and shifted to live events instead. And now WWE's plan for the matches have been revealed. So as seen during this week's Monday Night Raw, Gunther secured his spot in the second round of the King of the Ring tournament, where he will face the winner of the upcoming Rey Mysterio versus Kofi Kingston match. On top of that, Ilya Dragunov and Jey Uso each won their first round matches. On the women's side, Lyra Valkyria and Zoe Stark and Io Sky won their own matches. WWE made an unexpected decision by relocating the King of the Ring match between Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio, along with the Queen of the Ring match between Shayna Baszler and Zelina Vega, from Monday Night Raw to live events this week. This abrupt change surprised many fans and led to some frustration, since many fans felt this was basically false advertising. Fightful Select reports that the current plan... Holy shit, it's over already! Wow, that was like, I think, possibly the fastest ambulance match in TWA history. Wow, and he did it, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the ambulance match and your new Legends champion from Team The Turret Man, the returning, the Terror, John Braddock. Congratulations to the Turret Man. And, of course, congratulations to John Braddock, our new Legends champion. Holy shit. Yo, Luke, you're back from the shrine. What's going on? You've been eating. What have you been eating? What are you having? Chronic says, back from the shrine, Luke, are we? That's probably what he was really doing. I mean, he might have been stacking, but he was at the shrine. He was making sure the candles weren't, burned out. Had to reload the incense sticks. All kinds of stuff going on there. Mickey James themed cereal. Yes. Mickey O's. Frosted Mickey. Luke eating Mickey James edible underpants. What flavor? I mean, I don't mind a good pair of edible undies myself, if you ask my missus. But flavor, that's everything. Flavor is everything. It really is. All right, so again, congratulations to Team The Turret Man, who is supposed to be returning to his channel very soon. Start doing some live shows again, well, streaming in his case. And there's a shout out for Mr. T. Been around since the very first season of the Archerverse, as has John Braddock. Johnny Braddock has actually been a world champion on 2 occasions, I believe, but multiple time tag team champion. Flavor is Southern Peach. Nice. Yep, I mean, that's the way to go. Southern Peach for the peach. I could eat a peach all day. I could. DJ said any. Any what? Any what? I do not know what you speak of. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That had to have been the fastest ambulance match we've ever had, I think. I don't know what happened there. The Phenom just was not on his game tonight, but you know who was John Braddock. Looked absolutely phenomenal in there. That's his second straight victory, and he is the Legends champion, our brand new Legends champion. So congratulations again goes out to Team The Turret Man. Yeah, that's a shitty hand too, Chronic. You're getting hands like I usually get. I got lucky and got a good hand today, but I'm sure somebody will beat it before the end of the show. You know? It was just 3 aces. It wasn't like a full house or anything, so. How dare you think that Team Arsenal should be booked on every show?
I think we should. We draw the ratings.
You draw the ratings. It's not the new Wyatt family, the Coalition, or anybody else.
This is my show. We're taking the fuck over it.
This is your show. LCW wants to take over Twitch All-Star Wrestling, folks.
Imagine that.
But anyways, what's going on? What's new and exciting? Anything? DJ says, "How dare you?" By the way. DJ Snow Beast. Yeah, well, you know, not today. We wanted to increase ratings, so we removed the Gooner from the show.
Removed the Gooner from the fucking show.
Oh, crap. I forget if we finished reading that article, did we? No, we didn't. We got to the part where they accused of the fans were saying something about false advertising because they moved those matches from Monday Night Raw to live events during the week. So it says, Fightful Select reports that the current plan is to air highlights on the May 13th episode of Raw and across social media. However, the report mentions that this plan is subject to change depending on circumstances. We also moved off those matches due to time constraints. Some of the WWE talent whose matches got shifted to live events were made aware of this fact at the very last minute as well. We'll have to wait and see who will emerge victorious in the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, which could definitely give a big boost to their careers, and it's good to see that come back, even though it's in Saudi Arabia. Whatever. It's good to see the King and Queen of the Ring tournament being done as a themed PLE again, and not just on SmackDown or Raw. Sorry, say that again?
But they're going to King of the Ring on Raw? No.
Well, no, they're doing King and Queen of the Ring on the PLE in Saudi Arabia.
Well, they actually did Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, that's when the PLE is. But the qualifying matches are on Raw and SmackDown, except
qualifying now.
Yeah, but what happened was they moved a couple of the matches off of Raw, and they're holding them at live events instead because of time constraints, apparently, is what they're alluding to the issue. They didn't have enough time to have all of the matches. But I mean, if that's the case, then you simply have them.
I always liked it better when it was an actual pay-per-view race.
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. The tournament, the rest of the qualifying matches are on Raw, SmackDown. The tournament is going to be a themed PLE in Saudi Arabia. But for a long time, it was being held on Raw and SmackDown, and I hated that. Hated it even more when they didn't have it. But
kind of fucked them, eating away from it, like.
Yeah, I don't know. And for a long time, we didn't even have the King and Queen of the tournament, or King of the Ring, what it was originally called.
We have that actual chat for a while.
Yeah. So, but I don't know what I think about the moving qualifying matches off live TV and putting them just at live events. I mean, they could have simply had those matches at a different time on a different show, but whatever. All right, here we go. Matchup number 2 for the Junior Tag Team Championship. It is a fatal 4-way Tornado Tag Team elimination style matchup. We got the Creed Brothers, the Occult, the Coalition, and the new Wyatt family all going to battle for the right to hold the Junior Gold. And one of them would like the right to fight one of the World Tag Team Champions, whether that be TAW or that be TWA. That will be their choice if they're able to win these Junior Tag Team Championships. But, that said, what do you guys think? Who's walking out the new Junior Tag Team Champions? It could be the new Wyatt family. They've been on an absolute tear. Actually, each and every one of these teams, I think it was Julius and Brutus Creed that were the last to lose either singles matches and or tag team matches. The Coalition have been on fire. And the Occult were just tag team champions not too long ago. So, I mean, either way, this is going to be a hell of a barn brawler. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. Question is, who do you guys think wins? Who walks out with the Junior Tag Team straps? I'm going to side with the Coalition. My team is up there. Braun Breaker and MJF, I got to side with them. That's correct. That is called nepotism. Is what I'll let you look that up.
Okay.
But yeah, who do you think wins the matchup? Who walks out with the Junior Gold? Apparently Luke doesn't think anybody's going to win. What about you guys? What do you guys think? Who's winning the match?
Whatever to me.
Chronic Ghost says the new Wyatt family will win. that is definitely a big possibility. They are absolute savage creatures. Alright, well, let's find out. It is time to turn and burn. Again, it is Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Elimination Style for the Junior Tag Team Gold. Let's go. Okay, so let's see what else is going on in the dirt sheets. So it looks like there was 3 big matches announced for AEW Collision, which is on TBS this Saturday night. So this is WrestlingHeadlines.com, and it was published by Matt Boone. It says 3 big matches announced for AEW Collision on TBS this Saturday night. During Wednesday's night's episode of AEW Dynamite, it was announced that AEW Collision and AEW Rampage will air back-to-back on TBS instead of TNT this coming Saturday night. It's announced for the May 10th episode of Collision at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. Adam Copeland versus Kyle O'Reilly for the TNT Championship is, of course, going to go down on that show, as well as Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli of the Blackpool Combat Club against the Top Flight duo of Dante and Darius Martin. Additionally, AEW has confirmed that the in-ring debut of Dynamite Kid's nephew, Tommy Billington, as he goes 1-on-1 against Dax Harwood of FTR. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that the Dynamite Kid's nephew was in the business.
Did you catch any of Dynamite last night or not?
No, I haven't watched it as of yet. I'm going to probably watch that later.
Here comes trouble.
Well, have you got it on the record? Have you got it on the record?
So yeah, I didn't even know the guy was in the business. So what is he? Does he got the look? I mean, Dynamite Kid was kind of a shorter fella, right? But he was stocky as hell. He was built like a brick shithouse.
To be honest, Kyle O'Reilly's a decent wrestler. I mean, he's alright.
Yeah, I'm asking about the Dynamite Kid's nephew.
Dynamite Kid.
I know what Kyle O'Reilly looks like. I have not even had a glimpse of the Dynamite Kid's nephew. His name is Tommy Billington.
I think, that's right. The Dynamite Kid's nephew. If he has a lot of potential, then it might be.
I mean, I guess it'll depend on how far the apple falls from the family tree, but I mean, look him up. His name is Tommy Billington. Actually, I'm going to look him up right now.
Like, Ted DiBiase's son wasn't really a good wrestler. I didn't think he was that good. But Cody Wardley behind was obviously good.
Alright. Let's see here. What the hell? I type in Tommy Billington and it brings up the Dynamite Kid. How did that work?
That's not alright. You have to work that one out yourself. I don't even know.
Oh, there he is there. Shit, he actually does look like the Dynamite Kid. Holy. He does. I don't know about his size or anything. I haven't seen a...
Does he actually look like?
Yeah, no, he does. He's got...
You could have posted the Discord, so that looks...
Well, no, I'm busy reading about him. Why don't you post it in the Discord?
You fucking bullshit, you fucking that's good.
I'm looking to see if I can get a better look at him. I just see it's just a face shot with Dax Harwood. But he definitely looks like the Dynamite Kid. Oh, apparently Tommy has a brother named Mark who is also they've toured as a tag team in the UK. They're called the Billington Bulldogs. Cool. But I'm going to see if I can find a better picture of him. Because again, everything they're showing me is mostly Dynamite Kid, British Bulldog. All right, here he is. Here, let's pull it up. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, he's actually built. Damn. He really does look like Dynamite Kid.
Well, do they have any of the British Bulldog in them or not? Dynamite Kid.
Well, I mean, the Dynamite Kid and the British Bulldog were not related, so I'm not sure how that would work.
Really not? Oh, on the costume back.
No, Dynamite Kid and British Bulldog were not related, no. Yeah, Dynamite Kid and British Bulldog were the British Bulldogs.
I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, that was. We'll just throw that out there. We'll just forget you said it. You're from the UK, man, and you didn't know that the British Bulldog and Dynamite Kid weren't related. Come on now. Gaslight.
I'm not.
It's because you're fucking British. That's what the problem is. Oh, by the way, question of the show, Luke. What is your favorite stable or faction of all time?
That's my favorite faction.
No, I'm asking Bray Wyatt and Escanor. I mean, they're not already busy enough walking to the ring to get in the ring to have a battle. I figured, what the hell, we'll have an interview with them while they're on their way.
Hang on.
I was asking RJ.
D-Generation X.
D-Generation X? Yeah, I said the same thing. I believe...
They were absolute fucking goofballs and I loved it.
Well, that's the thing. You know, it wasn't an overly serious faction, but it was so entertaining most of the time. There were some things that were pretty, you know, cheeseball, I guess you would say. But for the most part, they were so entertaining.
Oh, man. Most of the stuff that I did.
Somebody else said, DJ, was it you that said D-Generation X as well earlier? Might have been RJ, maybe. I forget now. Somebody else said the same thing, though. Chronic says... What do you mean, which DX? Which iteration? The same as I would say with the NWO, the original iteration. Yeah. Chronic Ghost says the Shield is their favorite faction of all time. I also like the Shield. I actually thought they dropped the ball with the Shield, to be fair. You know, I thought they broke up too soon. I didn't think they could have pushed them better than they did. Like, I don't know, just... I saw more potential in the Shield than what we got, is what I will say. Now, I was never a big fan... I always take flack for this because a lot of people really like him, but I was never a big fan of Jon Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose. I always thought Roman had more potential, and Seth was already better than both. Dean, for me, and it's funny because back then I'd be like, oh, I wish they'd just let him be Jon Moxley. Yeah, guess what? Jon Moxley and Dean Ambrose, same damn character with a different name. He doesn't wrestle any different as Jon Moxley as he did as Dean Ambrose, etc. But why I don't dislike him, I just don't think he's as good as Roman and Seth. So for me, he wasn't as interesting.
I mean, you're not wrong in a way. You're not wrong. I mean, I wouldn't say shit.
No, he's absolutely not shit. But I don't like him as much as a lot of other people do. I was never as big of a fan of Dean or Jon Moxley as I was Seth and Roman. But I've liked Seth Rollins for a long time. But even before he was Seth Rollins, he was Tyler Black, right? So I've been watching him wrestle for a long time. And he's always been... I knew he was going to be in WWE at some point, and I knew he'd be a huge star. He just had so much charisma and talent, so it was hard to deny. Finn Balor, too, although he came a lot later than I would have liked. I would have liked to seen... Because he was wrestling around the world as Prince Devitt, right? Or Devitt, I forget how they pronounce that. But they waited a really long time to pick up Finn Balor, and I was so happy when they finally did, but they could have done it 10 years prior.
I know what you said.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. Chronic says they underutilized them near the end. Seth was my favorite. Dean was okay, and Roman sucked on the mic. No, yeah, he did suck on the mic back then. You're not wrong. It wasn't his wrestling ability that was ever the problem. It was trying to get him over to show like he had a bit of charisma and to get a little better on that microphone. Yeah, now he's doing fine on the microphone. You know, But, I mean, everything changed for Roman Reigns, right? Everything. He just got better and better and better, and he kept honing his craft. Became one of the best heels of all time, longest reigning champion in decades. It's crazy what he's accomplished. Funny thing is, I think, you know, Seth Rollins is another guy that could use a nice long term as champion. Now, I'm pretty sure they were kind of headed in that direction, but then he got injured, right? So it was trying to be Seth Rollins, so they had him drop the title, which is fine. But, hey, wait a minute. Did Escanor not just tap out Brutus Creed and the referee did not remove one of the Creed brothers from the matchup? What's going on here? I'm telling you, Escanor tapped him out. But yet he's still in there. You guys all saw that, right? That was crazy. Chronic says, I have Jey Uso in place of Dean on my 2K24 Shield. Nice. I like Jey Uso. I mean, I liked the Usos, period. Right? But I always thought Jey was the better of the two. As a tag team, they're fantastic. Individually, as wrestlers, I think Jey is definitely the stronger of the two.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Man, Escanor and Brutus Creed are going right at it in the middle of that ring. Even though he shouldn't be in there, I'm telling you, he tapped him out. You'll have to go back and check out the VOD later if you don't remember or missed it, but I'm telling you, Escanor tapped his ass out. But apparently the referee did not care. He did not. To be fair, I think it's Luke the Gooner's fault. He showed up to the broadcast booth late. Oh, let me guess, you're like a wizard. You show up exactly when you mean to. Gandalf, thank you. Appreciate that. I gotta tell you, if the Creed brothers make it to the end of this match, we're gonna have to call bullshit on that one. I'm telling you, Escanor tapped out Brutus Creed. But the referee gave no shits at all. 0 fucks were given. Brutus Creed is still in the matchup. Man, look at the strength of Julius even. Escanor's a big dude. Scooped him up and slammed him down with a nice amateur takedown. Just about got a 3 count on Escanor. Escanor barely got that shoulder up. Like I said, it's going to be kind of crazy if the Creeds somehow make it through. Because at least one of them should not be in this matchup right now. Alright, Chronic says, if you say Mickey James 3 times, Luke appears. Oh my god. Is that true? Like, is that true, Luke? If you're gone and we say Mickey James 3 times, you'll appear like a genie in the bottle? Like Beetlejuice, if you will?
That's basically, that's the thing on a different thing, that every time you get that.
Something's going on with your microphone. I don't know if it's coming unplugged or what's going on.
So what I was saying was, like, that's a thing in a different stream. Every time she's in a match and I'm not there, I seem to show up when she's about to have a match. It's weird.
That does happen. Or I think the last time you showed up right as soon as...
This happens, like, all the time, though, like, in Mastodon stream. It's like, every time I fucking come into a stream, Mickey James is on the fucking screen ready to have a match.
I think on one of the last shows you showed up just as Alexis James was coming out, too, as well.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But at least you saw that one, though. At least you saw that one. Usually you got to go back and watch the VOD to see your match. Unless you happen to be on the show prior to the broadcast starting, obviously. But
I bet you're not supposed to go to there, so... I didn't get that one, man.
That is correct.
I didn't get it.
The powers that be did not book Team Arsenal today.
You don't book me, but man, not sure of it well.
But from what I hear, Hardcore Country will be on Wrestle Wars Genesis, so That's just a rumor right now, but I did hear that. I mean, I don't know for sure. There's your fucking team. You should know these things. I mean, how dare you even ask me if your team is booked? You should know these things. They're your fucking team. I do not manage them. God damn it, you cranky Brit. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? You keep fucking with me. I'm gonna show up to your house and I'm gonna let Buddy out of your gate. I'm gonna open your gate and I'm gonna let Buddy chase the fucking cat next door. How dare you? I mean, it's going to take me a long time to get there, don't get me wrong. But that's the... I don't even care. That's the first fucking thing I will do. I'll let your dog out.
People don't check fucking signs.
They don't check what?
Don't check... People don't read fucking signs.
Hey, wait, are we down? Oh, no, Escador's still in there. Is Bray Wyatt got eliminated? When did Bray Wyatt get eliminated? Oh! Is that Brutus or Julius? I can't tell. I think it might be. I can't tell if that's Julius or Julius or Brutus Creed. I think it might be Julius that got eliminated. And somebody else just got eliminated. Escador got eliminated by MJF. It is down to Brutus Creed versus the Coalition, Braun Breaker and MJF. And there it is. That is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the matchup and your new Junior Tag Team Champions, Les Champions, Braun Breaker and MJF. They are the Coalition, and they are your new Junior Tag Team Champions. They have the right to fight the World Tag Team Champions, any World Tag Team Champions for that matter, of their choosing, whether it be TAW or whether that be Wrestle Wars Genesis. They're holding the junior gold. Congratulations to MJF and Braun Breaker. Ha-ha! Chronic Ghost. The new Wyatt family will win, he says. Good thing you didn't bet on that one. You would have lost your house, your car. You'd have had to give me your pink slip. Be all fucked up. Breaker is a beast. Breaker is a beast. You know what, though? I think when it comes to the Coalition, though, I think MJF has been doing most of the workload when Archer's not around, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, the Coalition, you know, as a tag team and faction, have been absolutely on fire since the beginning of Season 5. I think a little bit near the end of Season 4 as well, but Season 5 is a big year for them so far. Big season. All right, here we go. Moving on to the next match of the afternoon. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's for the TAW Junior World Championship. And look at the villainy in this matchup. This is going to be absolutely fucking ridiculous. You got Damian Priest. You've got Psychosis, Kyle O'Reilly, the Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the Nightmare, Damian, Seth freaking Rollins, and the former world champion himself. It is Humboldt's the Arcane. He is still the reigning defending television champion. But it is a 6-villain elimination royale. So all 6 of these villains are going to be in the ring at the exact same time, going to war. Only one can stand and go home with that junior world title. Who's it going to be? But that's the next match of the afternoon. Alright, so anybody that hasn't already answered the question of the show, what is your favorite stable or faction of all time?
That's why we have this question a lot of times.
Not stable or faction, no. So your favorite stable or faction is D-Generation X, Luke, you said.
Yeah, mine's the X, but I think the NWO are the best faction of all time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the original NWO was far better than the original DX, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you have to say that.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a question, though. Because I forget if I've asked you before. We have had the question before, but I can't remember what you told me. Factions and stables aside, who's your favorite tag team?
Oh god.
Or anybody else who wants to answer that question.
I can't say DX because that's faction, isn't it? Like.
Well, I mean, yeah, they are a faction, yeah. Oh, of course,
Yeah.
if you break it down though, even when Billy Gunn and Road Dogg were in DX, they were still called the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, I do like the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
New Age, yeah, they weren't just good; they were fun.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah, they really were. I mean, Billy Gunn was obviously better than Road Dogg, but Road Dogg was a great entertainer, though.
Oh, Road Dogg was more mic left and fucking wrestling ability.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
His punches were awful.
Chronic says, does this question only pertain to WWE? If it doesn't, my answer changes. As for tag team, Usos or Edge and Christian, regardless. No, it doesn't have to be just WWE.
In wrestling, mine's the Motor City Machine Guns for Save the Night, Kelly.
Motor City Machine Guns were awesome. That's still a team I would love to see show up in WWE. I really, really would.
Best tag team of all time is probably the Dudley Boys.
You think the Dudley Boys?
Yeah.
There's a lot of great tag teams. It's one of those things. It all comes
Dudley,
down.
the Hardys, Edge and Christian, those matches, man.
But then you got Legion of
Triangle,
Doom. You know what I mean? You got so many teams. You know? But yeah, but they were amazing. Okay, favorite question changes from Shield to Bullet Club, Prince DeVitt version. Yeah, that was the best iteration of the Bullet Club, I think, in my opinion. So I agree with you on that. But no, any question we ask never just solely pertains to WWE at all. There's too much going on out there, right? AEW, TNA, ROH, MLW, all these, New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's so many different promotions to take something from. Even if you don't like their shows, they probably have talent there you like. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Sometimes your favorite stars end up in promotions you don't want them to be a part of. It happens. But yeah, anything never just pertains to WWE.
I don't really want the Motor City Machine Guns at AEW, but I think it's good happening.
In AEW? Yeah. I would like to see them come to WWE. I really would. Beer Money's another tag team I liked. Yeah, I liked them as well. Bobby Roode and James Storm. James Storm was actually in WWE for a while in NXT until COVID hit, and then he went back to TNA for a while. If I'm not mistaken, there's still an open door for him to return, as far as I know. Because I know people were excited he was in NXT, and he himself said he was having a great time in NXT, so it was a good fit. But yeah, Beer Money was fun. And they were both really good wrestlers too. I really like Bobby Roode. He's always been a great wrestler. Obviously, I think the better body of work that he did was in TNA, but they never really did a whole lot, at least in my opinion, with Bobby Roode in WWE. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the run.
I love Bobby Roode. He's awesome.
TNA treated him better there, I think. They could have done so much more with Bobby Roode. Still could. He's still not that old. They could still do something with him. But I knew when they tag teamed him with Dolph Ziggler, it had almost next to no direction with the Dirty Dogs. I knew that they probably didn't have any direction for any of them, and look where we are. Pretty sure Bobby Roode still works for WWE, but we know Dolph does not. But I would love to see James Storm come back. I would. Yeah, they let Dolph go. You know what? Let's be honest. Dolph will be back. Don't fool yourself for one moment. Dolph Ziggler is a future Hall of Famer. We know this. But yeah, I am upset they let him go. There's other people I would have let go in place of him. We don't have creative for him. Well, then get creative for him. It's Dolph fucking Ziggler. One of the best wrestlers that's ever even stepped foot in WWE. He should have been the next Shawn Michaels, but Vince didn't want to push him. He was you know what? I would still believe to this day it's because Vince was afraid Dolph Ziggler would become the next Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean? He didn't want that. But it's fucking nuts. But yeah, Dolph Ziggler, or Nick Nemeth, he's amazing. That guy is absolutely amazing. Man won a match hopping up. Well, yeah, exactly. He wrestled injured for that company so many times. Yeah, I was upset when they let him go. Like, don't fucking tell me for half a second. If I can think of something creative to do with Dolph Ziggler, so can the high-paid Jagovs that let him go.
I could have fucking done well with Dolph
Right?
Ziggler.
Who couldn't? You know?
Fucking good.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's absolutely brilliant. That's a.
Fucking ridiculous.
I like what you said right there. I 1000% agree. That's a great way to describe Dolph Ziggler. He's fucking brilliant in that ring. Absolutely brilliant. Seth freaking Rollins. I gotta tell you, Season 4 and Season 5 have treated Seth Rollins well. He's been winning titles, taking out big names and cashing checks. We all know other people have as well, like Akira Tozawa. You know, the rivalry with the Gooner. That's totally Joe Link's fault, by the way, Luke.
What?
The whole rivalry between the Gooner and Akira Tozawa, that is totally Joe Link's doing. Not even gonna...
Oh, no, he's just fucking prick, you know what I mean?
Not even gonna sugarcoat it. It is Joe Link. He is amused by their rivalry. If I could make a Dom a main eventer, WWE could make Dolph right. And really,
I could have done way more of him than what WWE could have done.
I gotta be honest though, I wouldn't even say they've made Dom a main eventer. What I would say is if they can put Dom in a main event, they can certainly, you know, make Dolph Ziggler a main eventer again. I'm not impressed with Dominic Mysterio, I'm not gonna lie.
Why? He's really great.
I don't think he's that good. No, I don't. What do you mean? Have you watched him wrestle?
Yeah, I watched him wrestle.
He looks like a Wish version of his father. With
if you don't like him, you're doing a good job.
With 10 times the botch rate.
Dom's a good heel.
He's terrible on the microphone, and no, he is not a good heel. Just because
if you don't like him, he is doing a damn good fucking job.
Just because he draws heat does not make him a good heel.
Well, he is a good heel. That's what a heel.
No, he's not. You got to be a good entertainer and wrestler to be a good heel. He's neither of those things yet. Doesn't mean he won't be. It doesn't mean he won't be. He is going to get better. But he's being pushed.
He's actually been a lot better since
he's been pushed way too hard, way too fast. He does not belong where he is.
That's the stupid thing to say because he's actually a lot
not
better
at all.
as a heel than he was a babyface.
He's not good at either.
He is though. He's a good heel.
No, he's not. We have different. You and I have different definitions of heel.
I think
you think because he goes out with the Judgment Day and says some quirky shit on the microphone. No, you just think because he goes out with the Judgment Day and says something quirky on the microphone and maybe does a flip in the ring or something, that he's this great, right? He's not. He's nowhere near what his father is. He's not any. He's nowhere near anybody else on the team he's on. He's terrible on the microphone. He botches all the time. Now, JD McDonough's a better wrestler than Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, he is.
Nah, you don't think he is. Nah.
Yeah, JD McDonough is way better wrestler than Dominic Mysterio.
I must say Dominic's a fantastic, great wrestler, but Dominic is
Chronic says, no, he's not. Anyways, Logan Paul impressed me more than Dom. Yeah, well, Logan Paul impressed everybody.
I don't like Logan, so there you go.
Ah, see? Now there's irony. You don't like an actually good wrestler, but you think Dominic Mysterio is a good wrestler and heel. We see where you're at.
Dominic's a good heel.
We see where you're at. What do you think makes him a good heel?
What makes him a good heel? He gets to the action. He gets the fucking heat.
Again, just because you draw heat does not make you a good heel.
Dude, he's had 2 fucking titles. You know?
Yeah, well, that's just because They were handed to him, though.
They weren't handed to.
They were.
They were.
They
when
were.
they put him in the judgment there, they were getting him away from his father. Getting away from his father is the best thing they've done.
But again, you're impressed by Dominic Mysterio, but not Logan Paul, so that says it all. So I don't even have to. I don't even have to continue this conversation anymore.
I just don't like Logan Paul. Logan Paul for me is a dickhead. So I'm not a Logan fan. I don't like Logan.
Chronic says he could be a great heel. He just needs some acting classes and break from the prison shit. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But Logan Paul, I wasn't a fan of his back when he was doing his thing with Jake Paul. And I still don't like Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul's an arrogant fucktard. But
I don't like Logan. Logan's as bad as his brother.
I don't think so. And at least he knows where he fits in. You know, he's chosen a career. Obviously, Jake is still up in the air about his career. Because if he wanted to be a serious boxer, he'd be fighting actually sanctioned boxers and making his way in the rankings in either, you know, the IBF or the WBC or somewhere. Instead, he keeps having these matches against MMA fighters who aren't even in their prime anymore and boxing legends that are 53. I think he's 53. And I'm not saying Tyson can't go in there and beat up Jake Paul, but
what's Logan done to the guy to be where he is? He's straight.
What do you mean, what's he done? Look how good he got at the craft. He's gone in there. He's gone in there and had masterclass wrestling matches already. He's got lots of charisma. He's got a shit ton of followers. No. Again, we don't have to continue this conversation anymore because you're impressed by Dominic Mysterio and not impressed by Logan Paul. So that says it all. So that makes the conversation over. Chronic says Jake just wants a paycheck. Yeah, Jake does just want a paycheck because he knows that the rate he's going, whatever career he thinks it is that he has, is going to come to a crashing halt.
The point is about Logan.
No, we're not talking about that anymore. You can talk about that on another show. We're not talking about that anymore because you just told us all that you're impressed by Dominic and not Logan, so that's all that matters.
But he didn't really edit. That's the fight.
Then you haven't watched anything that Logan Paul has done since coming to WWE. Yeah, no, you obviously have not. But anyways, that conversation's over, Luke. It's over.
It ain't over.
We're moving on to other stuff, like Jake wanting a paycheck. But you almost utilized him as one on 2K. I'm also not impressed with Dom IRL. Well, I don't know too much about. I mean, I've read some stories here and there, but I don't know too much about Dominic in real life, what he's like as a person. But so I can't really comment on that at all. Nor would I want to. What I will say is Dominic Mysterio has all the potential to be greater. And as long as obviously they're giving him time and the opportunity, so as long as he keeps his head about him and continues going forward, he definitely has a real chance at, making his dad proud. But 6'9", 10, 5'4". Yeah, nobody's getting very good poker hands. IRL is not 2K. Yeah, I get that, yeah. In real life, yeah. You just worded it weird? Yeah, no, I don't know too much. Again, I've read stories here and there, but when you read stories about people that are famous, you kind of got to take everything with a grain of salt, unless they get arrested or something anyways. By the way, I'm surprised, just because of things that are going on, that they still have the Prime logo being advertised with WWE at the moment, because they got that big thing going on about something being wrong with the packaging that the liquid is in being problematic and potentially not healthy or something. So I'm surprised they're still advertising for it. And because he's kind of being thrown into the spotlight on social media, I'm even more surprised that they haven't had him drop the U.S. title even for a short spell until all that's resolved. Because, I mean, who wants their U.S. champion being tied up by the court system if that gets that far, right? Because he's part of that business adventure. So, I mean, he's going to have to eventually... You know, if they take it to court, he's going to have to be involved with that, which means a lot of time away, potentially, from TV. I'd like to see Ricochet become the United States champion, I think. Speaking of celebrities, I kind of believe the stories about Drake, though. Something has always been off about him. What's the story about Drake? I don't even remember reading anything about Drake. What's going on there? What is going on there? You know, there's a couple people from TNA I'd still like to see migrate to WWE too. Like, I would like to see... Now, he turned them down initially for his own reasonings, so I'm going to assume there might be an opportunity still in the future. But I'd like to see Moose. Actually, I'm pretty impressed with Moose from TNA. And I still want... And I'd still like to see Mickey come back. You know, her husband's there anyways. Let's bring her back and give her a good final run.
We're not going to fucking use her. What's the point? What's that?
Yeah, no, not if they're going to do what they did with her last time. You know,
we always do a fucking dirty no matter what.
Well, I understand putting people over, but not all the time.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be used. Like, shouldn't be used as a hand to tell it. Though.
She shouldn't have been losing every single match she stepped into, type of thing.
I'm looking like a jobber. You know what I mean? Like
that too. That too.
You could have put her in a feud with like the Becky and like people like that, and fucking like the man and stuff like that. That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't think those two have ever had. Have they even had a wrestling match ever, Becky and Mickey?
They had a feud when Mickey came back. It was on SmackDown, but Becky
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no. No, she wasn't. No.
Mickey James versus the man Becky did. Imagine like.
But to see the Becky Lynch of now in a feud with Mickey James would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how they would work that in, but yeah, Mickey versus Becky would be a good match. And the thing is, Mickey's still young enough to go, so it'd be nice to see her have a final run, a good final run, and then help out the you know, the rest of the women backstage.
It'd be cool if she got like a Trish Stratus final run thing, like, you know what I mean, like a Legends run.
People are saying Drake is doing P. Diddy type shit. Man, P. Diddy's in a bad light right now, isn't he? There's a lot going on there. You know, I always said that he was a little weird to begin with, and I always thought there was more to him being involved with even, you know, Biggie and Tupac situations than ever came to light. But now there's a whole array of other things going on there. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I didn't know that Drake was getting accused of the same type of thing. I'll have to look that up.
I don't follow like that.
Well, like, I mean, there's things like sex trafficking even coming up when in regards to P. Diddy. So by that type of shit, if he means that same type of ordeal is being... Holy shit! That is it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Elimination Royale and your new TAW Junior World Champion from Team Life is Great. It is Psychosis Kyle Riley taking home the gold. Congratulations to Kyle Riley. And of course, he represents the Wolfpack.
He is never going to forget
partner in crime of Poindexter. Those guys have been more focusing on their in-ring careers as individuals more than tag team lately. It's been Luther Brody and Alan Severn in the limelight in the tag team division lately, which is ghastly in itself. But again, congratulations to Team Life is Great and Kyle Riley, the new TAW Junior World Champion. All right. Here we go. Next match of the afternoon. This one is for the Junior World Championship. We got AJ Styles representing Team Arsenal. See, I lied to you. I just wanted to lead you on, Luke. I didn't want to tell you what because I can't book every single member of the team.
But reps technically, because I gave the Hot Wheels, but he's
well, yeah, but he's still part of Team Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah. There's that.
And plus, I question, where is Hot Wheels? We haven't seen him in a hot, right? We haven't seen him in a hot minute. So as far as I'm concerned, that contract defaults back to Luke the Gooner, in my opinion.
I might as well take him back if he's
exactly. Because he was yours originally until Glenola had his little slip up, and then you guys worked it all out. But again, it's been a hot minute, so I say that contract defaults back to Team Luke the Gooner 94 and Team Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, until he starts showing up. Yeah, if he starts showing up, I'll give him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here we go. This is a gauntlet match, 6-villain gauntlet match. We got Drew McIntyre, Johnny freaking Rainbow, Poindexter from Team Froggy Bothlegs, the one Elijah Archer, Logan Paul, which is of course Luke the Gooner's absolute favorite wrestler on the entire planet,
and Logan Paul. I don't hate it.
I know. It's just fun to argue with you.
He's good. I just don't like him.
It's so easy to get you going and argue. Like even when it comes to the Dominic Mysterio thing, I don't care if you like Dominic Mysterio. I like Dom too. I'm glad. Everybody should have their own opinions. Everybody. Well, no, I just don't think he's that good yet. But I still like him.
I don't think.
I still like him.
He's all right though. I think he's all right.
You know what though? Like I said earlier, he's got a lot of potential. If he keeps a good head on his shoulders and just keeps listening to the right channels, he's going to be very good. He really is. He's got the right people surrounding him. As long as he's not another David Flair, he'll be fine. There's a guy. How could that guy not have any pro wrestling genes in his body? I could never understand that. He was terrible. Awful. Ghastly. Grotesque. Disgusting in the ring. In the son of the Nature Boy. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was terrible. I don't know how you can have Ric Flair as a father and have your sister also young and coming up in the business already doing better than you, and you don't even think that should give you a push of some sort because you're already now on a major promotion and on TV. Maybe, just maybe you should get better at it. I don't know. It was fucked. Right? Wasn't it? I know. It's crazy. I don't understand it. But it's because Charlotte got everything from Rick's DNA, but David got none of it. Yeah, you're not. You know what? That is pretty much it. That is pretty much it in a nutshell, isn't it? Kendrick Lamar called him a pedo on his newest... Oh, shit, really? So
you can't call someone that.
I'm going to guess that was a diss track, was it?
You can't say that.
Was that a diss track? That is pretty harsh to say, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's... Hey, I'm not saying it's not true, just for the record. I know nothing about that situation, so if there's actual information coming out, stuff that he's done wrong, I'm absolutely not downplaying it or anything. I don't know anything about it. So...
No one cares anyway, but no one cares really anyway.
Well, I mean, people will care if it's true, right? That's the thing. As far as it just being rumor, accusations, it'll be, 50-50. Some people will care, some people won't give a shit until there's more information brought to light, etc. But, alright, here we go. 6-villain gauntlet matchup. AJ Styles from Team Arsenal. Logan Paul from the Prime Megastars. Elijah Archer from the Coalition. We got Poindexter straight out of the Wolfpack. Johnny freaking Rainbow and Drew McIntyre. It's showtime and go time. Let's go. It was, but things have been said for years about Drake. He's friends with a lot of very young celebs. But no, I don't know if it's true. Well, I guess you know, he does keep interesting company from time to time, doesn't he? That's not wrong. I've just never personally read anything about Drake. Mind you, I guess it's not like I get up every morning and open up a web page and say, hey, I wonder what Drake's up to today. You know?
Yeah.
So there's that too. But that's too bad, you know? It's sad that people are like that. Yeah. You know, those type of people harm a lot of people. It's not just the children or young celebrities they're harming, it's their families as well. You know, there's a lot of trauma that can go around there. But yeah. I am interested to see what happens, of course, with P. Diddy. Just because I'll be honest, I've been waiting for him to go down for a long time. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. But I've felt like, you know, he was going to fall from grace at some point. Because, I mean, there was things in the past that we know we got away with, right? But in today's society, it's hard to get away with anything. Much less some of the stuff he's accused of.
It's actually really easy to get me going, man.
Diddy had Pac killed, and he's always been crazy. Yeah, you know, that's pretty much, even Suge Knight has alluded to such things. You know? People are gross and fucked up. Yeah, some people are, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, Diddy's got blood on his hands for sure, in my opinion. Absolutely has blood on his hands. Alright, let's see here. Did we already talk about... Yeah, we did talk about the 3 big matches announced for AEW Collision. It's on TBS this Saturday, not TNT. Oddly enough, they... I don't think it's said. No, it just says it's going to air back-to-back on TBS instead of TNT this coming Saturday night. But it doesn't really say anything about... Because then it went on to talk about Tommy Billington, which was the Dynamite Kid's nephew. You know, I will post pictures later on Discord, though, just to show you how much this nephew of Dynamite Kid looks like the Dynamite Kid. It's crazy. So here's that other article I was telling you about. I guess there's a long-term strategy with Solo Sikoa ahead of Jacob Fatu's WWE debut. So this is WrestlingNews.co, and Andrew Ravens published it. It says there's fear Jacob Fatu could outshine Solo Sikoa in this role. I could see that because Jacob Fatu's a better wrestler.
It's not really hard to outshine Solo already.
Not really. He's an intimidating presence, and he's strong, but he's not that good, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. He should definitely have stayed in NXT longer. But yeah, Jacob Fatu's all right. Tama Tonga is also better than Solo. So there's that, right? But anyway, so Solo Sikoa has been given the biggest push of his career thus far, as his new role in the Bloodline has seen him going from the enforcer for Roman Reigns, before Reigns went away to take time off after WrestleMania 40, to wanting to be the new tribal chief. He has brought in Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, who again are also both better than Solo Sikoa. What is it with him? He's surrounding himself by people that are better than him. That's strange, right? Maybe he's hoping it gives him the push to become better, the drive. I don't know. But anyway.
I don't think he's terrible. He's not that.
No, he's not terrible. I've seen worse. While kicking out Jimmy Uso, the Bloodline went over Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at Backlash France even. Jacob Fatu is the latest to join WWE after finishing up with MLW, where he was a top star, and he is expected to start on WWE television soon. It's believed he will be on the main roster and placed on SmackDown when he arrives. So he's just going to totally shoot past NXT and go right to SmackDown. All right. I don't necessarily like it when they do that, and I know that there's a purpose, and they're part of the family. Well, like, those guys are part of the Samoan family, right? So they want them on TV. They want to keep that bloodline storyline going, the Tribal Chief storyline going. But those guys should have been going to NXT first. You know, even Solo was in NXT, you know what I mean? Dom was in NXT, and they're just taking these guys and throw them right to the main brand, just so that they can further their, and to, you know, maybe, I guess the storyline kind of, with Roman gone and Jay doing his own thing, they definitely needed a different angle, but I don't know. And I'm assuming Jimmy Uso will just end up, because I'm assuming at some point down the line is probably going to be the Roman Reigns, The Rock, and the Usos against Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's going to be Bloodline versus Bloodline, I think.
That's what I think is going to happen, yes. Bloodline versus Bloodline. And then eventually we will also eventually see, I think anyways, I would hope, The Rock versus Roman Reigns still needs to happen.
What do you think of the Backlash pay-per-view? I thought it was so predictable to the point where you just knew you win every match.
Yes, so that's why I didn't watch it live, because I pretty much knew what was going to happen. It's not like anybody actually expected Cody Rhodes to lose the title already. Yeah. So that's the other thing. It was too soon for a title defense. They should have built up a little bit of storyline and intrigue to him finally defending for the first time, and they just didn't. But yeah.
The atmosphere was good. Europeans love our fucking atmosphere.
Is this new information? Bobby Lashley fired by WWE? That must be an old... It's probably an old story. It wants me to click on it.
All the time.
So it says, interesting tidbit here. Sources suggest that Solo Sikoa's recent aggressive streak is part of a strategy to establish him as the main force within the new phase of the Bloodline ahead of Jacob Fatu's debut. However, some trepidation remains within creative over fear that Fatu's presence could outshine Solo at this stage. And that was the end of that. Now that I've read that, I'm actually going to click on this and see if that's old, because I don't remember reading anything about Lashley being fired. Oh yeah, this is from 2022. I was gonna say it was a storyline segment they were running. That was around the time that Lashley was losing to Seth Rollins. No. I wouldn't think there'd be a real reason to fire Bobby Lashley. That guy's always been a really good company man. They've never had any real issues with him. You know what I mean? So what would be the point? What would be the reasoning behind that? I didn't even realize it's Dex and Archer in there. Were they the first two in? I've been, you know, enjoying the conversation and keeping up with chat and reading the dirt sheet, so I don't even know. Were they the first two in? They were?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Dex with a Spanish fly, a standing Spanish fly at that. Ooh, Archer kicked out. And 2 count only there. Got his shoulder up, he did. Oh, he punt kicked him right in the side of the head. Holy shit, Archer popped up like nothing happened. Talk about no selling. Good God. Big knee to the face by Dex. Wild match so far, Chronic says. You're not wrong. I mean, I haven't even seen the whole thing, and the last few minutes have been nuts. Oh, he took out Archer. Poindexter took out Elijah Archer. I don't know what it is with Archer and multi-man matches. He has a tough time. I don't know. Johnny freaking Rainbow draws number 3. And look at his Dex going right after him. Not wasting any time. He's going for a pin already. Wow. Locks the submission in. Johnny Rainbow hasn't even had a chance to breathe yet. That's insane. All right. So let's see if there's anything new about Gable Stevenson. So this is ringsidenews.com. Nikunj Walia, or Walia, one of the two, I don't know how it's pronounced. But amidst recent upheavals in WWE's roster, the departure of former Olympian Gable Stevenson has drawn attention as yet another significant release. Stevenson, who had entered the WWE scene with much anticipation, had been undergoing a period of refinement through participation in dark matches. According to recent reports, Gable Stevenson's release from WWE was not entirely unexpected, given his apparent struggle to resonate with audiences despite expressing contentment with his position just a month ago. In a follow-up to his WWE release, Dave Meltzer reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that Gable Stevenson's release came due to the fact of him not being able to live up to the big money contract he was signed for. And the quote is, his contract was a very big money contract, and he just wasn't cutting it. So despite initial enthusiasm surrounding his entry into WWE and notable appearances, including a spectacular introduction at WrestleMania 38 by Stephanie McMahon, Stevenson faced challenges in connecting with the audience. While his athletic abilities were evident, his charisma seemed to fall short, resulting in mixed reactions from the fans. Nevertheless, even after his WWE exit, Gable Stevenson's remarkable achievement and athletic talent ensure that opportunities remain ripe for him to forge a successful path ahead. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Gable Stevenson personally. I gotta tell you, I don't disagree with his release. First and foremost, he was a very big money contract, and if you're unable to resonate with fans and unable to get over and unable to, I mean, he's had the time to get better. You know, obviously it's not his athleticism that's the problem. It's it's learning to act, and it's learning to work in the ring and work with your peers that are in the ring with you. But so from what I saw and what I know, I think they made the right choice there, releasing Gable Stevenson. I mean, maybe he'll be back someday. Maybe he'll go hone his craft elsewhere, right? Maybe TNA, maybe AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling somewhere. Yeah, probably, yeah. He just has to continue to work on things at the end of the day. Yeah.
You get a chance to watch it there tonight or not?
Yeah, I will probably, yeah. I still have to check out Dynamite as well. But TNA will definitely be a priority for the evening. The Young Bucks imitate Tony Khan's signature. Tweets again after May 8th AEW Dynamite. Do I even want to know what that's about? Because I got to tell you,
that's all it is.
I mean, I'm still not a fan of the fact that the EVPs of AEW are actively wrestling and putting themselves in storyline and happen to be the tag team champions.
thought he can, isn't it? He's really wrong.
You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of that whole concept.
I'm not a big fan of the Young Bucks in general. I don't think that
I mean, there's definitely better tag teams. A lot of people seem to think they're the creme de la creme, but I agree with you. I was never all that impressed by the Young Bucks. Are they good? Yes. Are they great? No. Yeah, they're just a good tag team. They're not great.
I wouldn't say they're terrible. They're not terrible.
Chronic says Chad Gable was the better Gable all along. Agreed. Absolutely.
Chad Gable fucking sounds good.
I definitely think Chad.
It's good that they're pushing away from his Otis as well.
Well, I never liked his pairing with Otis to begin with.
Yeah, I didn't.
You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with Otis, but I liked it a lot better when he was part of Heavy Machinery. I thought they were a fun tag team. Another tag team they dropped the ball with.
I've never liked Otis.
Chronic says, as corny as the line was, Darby Allin was right. It is all friendship wrestling, right?
Yeah, basically is. But Jim Cornette calls it all friends wrestling.
Calls it what?
Not wrong. He calls it all friends wrestling.
Yeah, well,
AEW all friends wrestling.
Yeah, well, I mean, it virtually is. It virtually is all friends wrestling. You know what I mean? It's not even wrong.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, the EVPs are the champions, and they're in their own storyline and stuff. And I think they're getting the main event of Double or Nothing now as well. So it's like,
It's like what?
Also, Will Ospreay's defending his international championship at Double or Nothing, by the way, against Robert Strong.
Oh, is he?
It's Robert Strong, I think.
I like Will Ospreay.
Roderick Strong defended the international championship against Will Ospreay.
I've been a fan of Will Ospreay's for quite some time, so it's
yeah, he's so good, man.
Yeah,
so fucking good. That's why he's in Team Arsenal. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'd like to see him in WWE, but that obviously wasn't the right choice for him at this time. So,
well, the thing is, it's more in the AEW, isn't it? So I think it probably suits him a bit more. But
and as far as his comments, that is not going to affect anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
he might be there in a couple of years, probably.
Listen, Will Ospreay is one of the very best wrestlers on the planet today, if not the best today.
Look, somebody said stupid stuff about me, and I fucking reacted to the video.
They're not gonna not hire a talent like that over a personal bias. You know, they're gonna make a business decision.
He was wrong to do it, and he was stupid to do it. There you go.
Yeah, they're gonna make a business decision just like they did with CM Punk, and they're gonna hire him because he is one of the best in the world, and he can wrestle anybody you put him in the ring with, and he will sell merchandise. He is. He's a complete package.
Oh yeah. Him and Kenny Omega. I love watching their matches.
Kenny Omega's another one I'd love to see at WrestleMania. Yeah. Imagine the matches that Kenny Omega would have with Seth Rollins and Cody and
oh my god,
Drew McIntyre. All these guys. There's so much. AJ Styles.
I'd still love to see Kenny Omega versus CM Punk as well.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, we know Glenola would not. We know Glenola would not like that at all. You know, he's rolling in his well, I'd say grave, but he's not dead. He's rolling in his chair right now. If he's at home. Johnny Rainbow is still in there against Logan Paul. I mean, I'll be honest. I hope he beats Paul here. Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles. That would be a fire match.
Why did that not happen while they were both in New Japan?
Chronic says Will doesn't want to live in the States, he said, but people's minds change all the time. Yeah, that was one of the reasons. I mean, there was a couple of others. I would not be surprised to see him in the WWE in a few years. You know what I mean? But he had to do what was right for him anyways. You know, it's not like he isn't making money.
He said he doesn't really care that much about, like, wrestling in front of so many people.
Holy shit, Johnny Rainbow took out Logan Paul too. Now he's got Drew McIntyre.
I thought Will Ospreay made some couple of appearances in TNA wrestling for a bit as well. Like that match he had with Josh Alexander on
Will versus Ilya would be fucking fire.
Mate, fucking
there's another guy.
Josh Alexander.
Ilya Dragunov is amazing.
That's another great one, by the way, that he's had on TNA.
Do you like Dragunov?
Yeah, I like Dragunov.
Fuck, he's good, eh?
Yeah,
goddamn.
he's good.
So Chronic said Will Ospreay versus Ilya Dragunov. Now that would be a match.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Oh my god!
High fly and everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be absolute fire.
I never,
you know, Chronic. I never even thought of that. Never even thought of that. So shout out to Chronic for that one. That would be a wicked match. Oh, Johnny Rainbow's in trouble here. Drew McIntyre looking for a 3 count.
He's just been called up to Monday Night Raw, though.
Sorry, say that again.
He's just been called up to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, he has, yeah. You know, another great feud would be Gunther versus Dragunov. See, those guys have a feud for some reason or another. Although, pardon me.
Is he not face off of NXT?
Gunther and Dragunov?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about NXT. You know, NXT, that's their past. I mean, Gunther's come so far since NXT, he's not even the same person. So I'd like to see their current versions of themselves have a good feud. I mean, Dragunov's always been good, but even he's better. If that's even possible. That dude is amazing. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. That guy.
I haven't really watched that much of his matches, to be honest. So I know he's good. You know what I mean? Like,
there's another guy that could carry the U.S. or the Intercontinental title. You know? Yeah.
You think?
I think. Yeah. You know, and we still have 2 world titles. He could win one of the world titles even eventually. I mean, with the direction we're going, I think a lot of people have a shot at the world championship going forward. It's not just being held over for giant meatheads. You know what I mean? People with talent can win it now. Now, I'm not saying all the people that won in the past didn't have talent, but I mean, what's expected from a professional wrestler has changed over the years. Right? We don't want to see nothing but 6'10" behemoths in there. Well, that too. And you don't want to see giants all the time. I mean, even back in the day where there was literally a period of time where most of the people were well over fucking 6 foot and well over 200 pounds.
A lot of times we've seen a David and Goliath match a bit too many times, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We've seen that way too many times. And not always done well either, for that matter. But
yeah, not always done well. It's like a lot of times the giant just overpowers the guy that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't mind, especially if there's no title on the line, because I got to tell you, when Rey Mysterio beat Kane for the WWE Championship back in the day, I was not okay with that.
Rey Mysterio beat Kane for the fight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and like
Kane cash in and win the Money in the Bank.
But yeah, Rey Mysterio beat him for the title, and that was a terrible decision to make, especially back then. You know, when the lines weren't, when people were still drawn up to the fact whether or not it was real or scripted, and you're supposed to have this big monster Kane, and then you got little Rey Mysterio who's going to beat him. You know what I mean? It was. It made less sense then.
I know what you mean, man.
Yeah. It made less sense then than it does even now.
Is that when Kane had the World Heavyweight Championship?
I forget if it was the World Heavyweight Championship or if it was the WWE Championship, but it was one of them.
I remember, yeah, but the thing is, Kane won the beat Austin, and he never really, he had it for 24 hours and he fucking lost it straight away.
I mean, Austin and The Rock did that to people a lot of the time. Triple H. People won titles and lost titles way too often for the longest time. You know, I'm not saying every wrestler needs to hold a title for 6 months to a year, but nobody wants to see any of the world titles being tossed around like hot potato, you know what I mean?
They might as well scrap these women's tag belts. I think they're fucking sick.
They're not doing a lot with the women's tag division, no.
Nothing against women's wrestling. Just the belts.
Because they don't have enough solid teams. They think that every female on the roster needs to be pushed in singles action.
I'm not trying to piss anyone off. I'm just.
And I agree with The Undertaker. The women's division throughout the brands are very deep, and there's a lot of talent. Not only should we be pushing and building a better women's tag division, it's time for a women's Intercontinental and a women's U.S. title. There should have been one by now. But now that The Undertaker has brought that back to light, because that was one of his things he brought to Triple H's attention recently, is that it's time for that to happen. You can't just have the tag belts and do nothing with them and have 2 world titles, one for each show, and all those different women. It just doesn't, it's not working. It makes it boring. And at the end of the day, championships sell tickets. So if you can have a women's United States champion and a men's United States champion on the same card that night, you're going to sell more tickets. And people will want to see it. And more women will have an opportunity to shine. Because not everybody's meant to be a tag team partner, and not everybody's meant to be a singles competitor. You know what I mean? They definitely need to work on that tag division, because you're right. I gotta agree 100%. Actually, I think that the women's tag division right now is irrelevant. It is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's my point. It's not very good.
No, it's not. So they either need to do something with it.
They've flipped the belt so many times. Like Jade and Bianca winning it might add some legitimacy to it, maybe.
Oh, it will. But who the fuck are they gonna? Who are they gonna pair up to fight them?
I think it's a bit. I would say that myself. It's a little bit of a downgrade from Bianca going from being main event to being in the tag division.
For that matter, if they would get serious and build a proper tag division, they could have 2 tag divisions. There's enough women to have a tag division for Raw and a tag division, but they can't even operate one right now.
That's what I mean, yeah. So, like, my point with a tag division is, with the tag division, it's just not very good.
And they need a new tag title. The women's tag title's ugly as fuck. Yeah, they are ugly.
They are.
You know what other belt that's ugly is that new Speed Championship. I don't understand, like, can they not manage to make a nice championship? I mean, the world title's nice. And I like the Intercontinental title, and I like... Holy shit! Look at this! Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the gauntlet match. And your new junior world champion representing Team Luke the Gunner 94 and Team Arsenal, AJ Styles, your new world junior champion. So that means AJ can challenge... Well, who is the world champion right now? I know the new TAW world champion is Zach Payne, because he beat Joe Lincoln. I'm looking right now, I forget. Isn't that sad? It is Humboldt's. I forgot. Humboldt's has not lost the world title yet. That's right. Archer challenged Humboldt's and lost. That is correct, yes. So actually Humboldt's is a double champion at this point, because he is also the TWA television champion as well. So AJ Styles, at any point in time of his choosing, can now challenge Humboldt's the Arcane for the TWA World Championship. Just for the record, Luke, our next show will be Wrestle Wars Genesis. Just throwing that out there. You know, you never know. Humboldt's might need an opponent. Looks like one of your guys has a junior title named AJ Styles.
AJ Styles versus Humboldt, then.
All right, here we go. Moving on to the next match of the afternoon.
AJ Styles versus Humboldt in a steel cage match.
All right, here we go, guys. It's another fatal 4-way elimination style matchup. This time it is the Vixens of the tag team divisions. It is the Wolfpack Gals, the Blade Runners, PMS, and the Megastars all going to battle. One of these three teams to the left, of course, looking to dethrone Carmella and Becky, who, oddly enough, were at one point being governed by Team Honeybee Wrestling. They were fired. And I'm crashing, apparently. Isn't that cool? Great. Oh, I just love when that